Hey guys, how's it going? Jay here. Welcome back to another episode of SoundStage Take 2. Now, today we have a very well put together piece. It's something very special from Yamaha. But before we get into that, this piece was reviewed by Roger on SoundStageHiFi.com. And I think that's a very good, well put together review, just like this integrated amplifier we're about to talk about. So make sure to go read his review as well. And you can do that by visiting SoundStageHiFi.com or by clicking on the link below this video. Now, to reveal what we have today, we have the Yamaha AS3200 integrated amplifier. And this piece, I'm going to say right now, is something you get not only for the sound, but also for the craftsmanship that goes into it, the quality of the parts, the beauty. You are buying a statement piece. So if you see it that way, the price point of 7,500 USD doesn't seem suddenly like a whole lot, at least in my opinion, with having this amplifier in front of me and having opened the amplifier top and bottom. And we'll talk about the bottom portion in just a bit. But without even going into the inside, which we will talk about in a minute, just by looking out the outside, you can tell that this is truly a statement piece. You can see that the glass is a premium. You can see the knobs are really nice to touch. It is precise. Everything seems just absolutely stunning and really, really well crafted, including the piano finish on the side panels, which the camera really doesn't do justice. Now, opening up the amplifier from the top, you can see that there's a big total transformer, and this is a quality Yamaha transformer that they have put in here, and it's customized to this integrated amplifier. And from my understanding, the wiring is coming directly out from the total transformer instead of having soldered on, and this is to minimize impedance. And also you can see that they are also using very high quality Japanese capacitors inside, and there's many different brands that they use here for the top-notch quality they really put into this amplifier. But this is really nothing compared to what you'd see when you open up the bottom of the amplifier. So when I opened up the bottom of the integrated amplifier, I began to fully understand why this integrated amplifier costs what it does and why it performs so well. So first of all, you see a lot of copper here, and this is 3 layers of chassis. So the first layer is the outer layer, and then there's a copper layer, and then there's another copper layer where the total transformer and the main board is resting. So there is a lot of copper that is being used here, and this is to mechanically ground the unit. And aside from the quality components they use here, like Japanese capacitors that they are really proud to use in this integrated amplifier, you can also see that they're trying to use the shortest cable leads so that you get the shortest signal path to your speaker output. And this is to reduce impedance, this is to increase current flow, and many things in this design. Now, when I say craftsmanship, I am not joking. This integrated amplifier really excels in that regard. It is a very well thought out design. It's almost like they have not cut any corners, even including the feet. So for example, they have the feet bolted into the actual inner chassis, or whatever you want to call it, instead of the traditional way where they have it bolted to the outer chassis to minimize any type of vibration, interference, or anything like that. And to even maximize, this is not just a feet, it's a 3-part system. And so you have the spike that goes into this little holder, and then the middle piece screws on after you put the holder and the spikes all together. So it's a one solid piece that creates 1 feet, and you have 4 of these that's bolted on to the inner chassis of this integrated amplifier. Now, from my understanding, the reason they did this is to maximize what we have here, and the craftsmanship that goes into it is just miraculous. Now, you would think that this is made in Japan with such high craftsmanship and pride in such a piece. However, this is made in Malaysia. So I found it odd and I contacted Yamaha to see what was going on, and they explained to me that they have a factory in Malaysia, but most of the parts are from Japan. And the factory in Malaysia is not an OEM company, it's a factory by Yamaha. So again, aside from the beautiful craftsmanship that goes into this, this offers a lot of features. So sometimes when I get a high-end piece and I see that it's using very high quality parts, it's high craftsmanship for the best sound possible, but then sometimes it doesn't offer the features, I just kind of go, for the price, it really should, because the lower, AVR receivers offer so many different features. But this one really offers quite a lot. So in the back, you see a lot of different inputs and outputs that I won't go over here. You can go and read Roger's review to fully understand the different inputs and outputs and the capability of this integrated amplifier. But there's really a lot going on. It even has a phono section that accepts MM and MC cartridge. And I personally didn't try the MM and MC cartridges on this integrated amplifier just because right now I don't have a turntable setup. However, according to Yamaha, they are very confident that this should at least sound better than some $1,000 phono stages out there. And that's actually quite a bit because most integrated phono stages in integrated amplifiers are not so good, at least to my experience. But they have a dedicated separate phono section, and this one accepts both MM and MC, which is, I think, a big winner in this case because most accept just MM, which is not so cool with me. Now going further, looking into the front panel, you get tone controls. Yes, bring back the tone controls. I love that adjustment. And there are other options in the front here that you see as well. But one thing is that you get this remote, but you can't control the tone controls with this remote. Now it's a nice aluminum remote that they have here, and it's a very solid piece, and even if I throw this around, I don't feel like I'm gonna break it anytime soon. And from a statement piece that really promises craftsmanship, I think this remote really kind of lives up to that name. But the one caveat is that you can't control the tone controls with this remote. And I guess that may have been done on purpose to maintain the sound quality, the integrity of the sound quality, because all the tone control is done analog. And that's my speculation as to why you can't control the tone controls on the remote. But I found this quite annoying at times because if I wanted to fine tune the sound to a specific song that I was playing right now, I would have to get up from my chair and actually go and adjust it. But if you don't mind that, this is a irrelevant caveat, of course. And other than that, this piece is just spectacular in build quality, and just like any other Yamaha product, I find that this is something that will last you for generations. Now, how about sound? Like I said, I believe that this sounds incredible. But if you're getting this, you're not only getting it for sound, you are getting it for the craftsmanship, the look, the pride of ownership, the beautiful meters in the front. You're getting it for everything this integrated amplifier stands for. And this integrated amplifier has a lot of labor of love that's put into it by Yamaha that you really can appreciate every second you listen to your music. But in terms of sound, yes, it sounds open, and I think they nailed that part. The sound is very open, very spacious, just like you're listening to a live performance. And I was quite surprised by that. So the high frequency is very airy and extended. Now, however, I found that at times it was a little bit too bright and not smooth enough for my personal liking. I found it very detailed, but at the same time, a little bit fatiguing on long listening sessions. And this was especially true for long listening sessions and at rather medium to louder volumes. If I were to listen to this at lower volumes, and I did, it sounded absolutely stunning and open, and spacious. So if you're someone that listens to music at a lower volume and really wants a very good sound, then this integrated amplifier is something that I would definitely recommend. Now coming into the bass region, the bass is very fast, again, very tight, extends low, and there's no exaggeration. Everything seems to be pretty linear, at least to my ears, and everything is very well controlled. However, I found the mid bass to be a little bit weaker in the mid bass region and doesn't exactly have the grunt that the size of the integrated amplifier would suggest. So yes, the mid bass is very tight, very fast. So if that's something that you're looking for, definitely the bass is very linear. So definitely that's something, if you're looking for, this integrated amplifier does it all. However, I found just the amount of the mid bass to be a little bit lacking for my personal taste. And I think the most important part here is that this integrated amplifier is very, 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 very quiet. I mean, I have the very sensitive speaker from Tecton, and when I had the integrated amplifier hooked up, I didn't hear anything from the tweeters, and I was an inch away from the tweeters. So, and that's the first. I usually hear some type of noise floor from any integrated amplifier, but this was a first. It was dead silent. And the reason I bring this up is because this really adds to the black background that this integrated amplifier really has. It has a black background, it is very spotlit, each instruments are very easy to pinpoint, and also the soundstage is extremely large. It's perceived to be extremely large due to its very airy characteristics. It is simply one of the largest soundstage I've heard in an integrated amplifier at this price range, and quite frankly, above. It is just simply one of the largest soundstage, if not the largest soundstage I've heard in an integrated amplifier, while having incredible spotlit imaging, not just in the center, but to your side, each instrument, everything is very pinpoint. So if that is something that you appreciate, this integrated amplifier is an absolute killer in terms of soundstage and imaging and the spotlit instruments, in my opinion. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful to you, consider subscribing for more, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until next time.